Welcome back to the techno-communism conversation. I'm going to talk a little bit about a gift economy theory as it relates to the AI takeoff and advanced computing paradigms that could be transformative in the way that supply chains are managed, but not merely managed, but completely envisioned. And this conversation is again focused on the building of the AI Agentic Class Network project, which is the use of open source LLMs, specially tailored to interoperate in larger numbers. These would be freely downloadable by comrade users, and this would allow for building a work group which in small numbers could develop a substantial work product towards humanitarian goals, and in larger numbers could transform the face of a city or nation or even continent when you have millions of users in that network. And this is also I'm tending to describe it as operating on a click-through process principle, where the user has very little duties. They simply have to keep the open source LLM running on their machine for some period of time throughout the course of a week, and then respond to a few perhaps yes or no emails, or brief emails in the course of a day or week. This nevertheless minimal labor output on their part would still allow them to be doing a higher end work than really anyone on Earth at present, when you consider that most of us are forced in the West, or tend to go along with the necessity for engaging with wage slavery inside of an ecocidal system. So we are forced into complicity or participate in that way in a thing that is having a dramatically net negative impact on the likelihood of human survival. This is perhaps evidenced by the lockdown conditions, which were created in 2020. And I don't like using this word lockdown, but it's a shorthand way of describing these provisioning of services, public health necessaries. This was done in a very limited way, but even in that limited way, in that short period of time, there were studies that showed that during that time, the environmental impact of a Western financial capital-driven industry and consumerism was dramatically reduced, so much so that you would say that we were back on track to a sustainable world. Nevertheless, all of that was set aside as the ruling elites and forces of the bourgeois realized that this kind of approach would also lead to a loss of value of their corporations and commercial real estate and so on. So again, we see this principle where shareholder value is deemed to be more important by everyone than the survival of the species. And you say, well, it's not more important to me. Yes it is. If you were this good righteous person, you would be camped outside of the White House along with millions of others, constantly, not just demanding but willing to take militant action to stop this death of our species. So in order to move toward potential solutions here, we need to first and foremost emphasize this insurrectionist approach, but we also need to be able to envision different approaches and structures that would allow for a humane, sustainable set of systems in the wake of this AI takeoff, which I believe is well underway. I think that we are looking at what are referred to as AI singularity effects in the next 5 years or so. But under neoliberal capitalism, as these things are being rolled out presently, this will result in some kinds of fireworks that look neat, but don't transform the material conditions of people in the West very much, and still having conditions where 1 billion people on this planet spend their entire lives without one of these 3 things: potable water, proper food, or housing. And because of these lacks, those 1 billion people will die a short number of years later. These are all murders committed by these neoliberal and bourgeois-minded sorts of people and the institutions that they uphold, which, if removed, we would easily be able to supply all the peoples of the world with their basic necessaries, but we prefer to allow private wealth to steal those necessaries so that great coffers can be built instead. So let's then explore this AI Agentic Class project and how we could across continents manifest something like something consistent with ideas like that in gift economy theory, a thing which could again be done in a short period of time in the wake of this AI takeoff by using advanced computing functions. By analyzing the Agentic Class network projects, a proposed structure and functionalities, we can argue that it creates a network of reciprocity and mutual support, and this aligns with these ideas that you can read more about elsewhere in gift economy theory. And so we can then talk about the need to scale such a thing and transition from established economic systems. Gift economy theory stands in contrast to traditional market economies. It's not the only such theory. There's many related disciplines there, but it emphasizes a non-monetary exchange based on reciprocity, trust, and social obligations. The emergence of transformative advanced computing in the form of something approaching AI takeoff effects presents, therefore, great opportunities for realizing these gift economy theory principles, not just at a regional but at a global scale. And so our conversation, we will argue that the AI Agentic Class Network, as described, a network of worker collectives utilizing open source LLM tools or other advanced computing tools as they become available, offers a unique framework for operationalizing gift economy theory at this transcontinental scale. The AI Agentic Class Network fosters knowledge sharing, collective bargaining support, and skill development within technologically advanced worker collectives. This echoes gift economy theory's emphasis on mutual aid and the creation of a commons where resources and knowledge are shared for the benefit of a collective society. Many people, even scientific socialists, do not give credit where credit is due as the building of such institutions in the years before and during the Spanish Civil War, for example. Incredible projects of involving many people were built along these lines, and there are other examples. The major failing, perhaps here then, is that we have granted a kind of monopoly to the state to undertake such projects, and so have not allowed these kinds of things to take root. It's something that we must consider in this transformation in the wake of an AI takeoff type effect, in my view. The AI Agentic Class Network relies on the aforementioned autonomous collectives for decision making, centering the modified open source LLM mass as doing a lion's share of the work. This model overall aligns with gift economy theory's focus on horizontal structures and distributed power, contrasting with centralized economic control, more well known from other models, focusing on social well-being, while existing economies of a bourgeois kind prioritize profit. The AI Agentic Class Network structures would aim to improve conditions for workers, ensure job security, facilitate the provisioning of universal basic services and other utilities and social goods. This aligns with the gift economy theory's emphasis on social needs and building a more equitable society. The role of advanced computing in the AI Agentic Class Network project. Open source LLMs within the AI Agentic Class Network can facilitate dramatically better data analysis and decision making. AI can analyze labor market realities, identify exploitative practices, and empower collective bargaining efforts, enhancing worker power. Knowledge sharing. Advanced computing powered platforms can facilitate knowledge sharing across collectives, mitigating geographic barriers and fostering a global learning environment. The transformative effect of such things should not be understated in my view. The scalability of the AI Agentic Class Network across continents would require the building of robust communication networks. As I said, a group of hundreds or some thousands of LLM network users could do good works, but when you have hundreds of thousands, millions, you have the potential for a real, the true realization of things like this gift economy theory, and effective strategies for managing a vast and diverse network of collectives must be further explored. Transitioning from existing systems is no mean feat. Dismantling established economic structures and integrating the AI Agentic Class Network requires careful planning and addressing resistance from nationalistic and vested interests. This is why I often state on this show that we have to adopt the insurgent's mindset and be willing to challenge these institutions vociferously and with great force, because we do not have a luxury of time. We have 5 years before we reach runaway overheating caused by capitalism's climate apocalypse, after which point, some years later, all of humanity might go extinct, or many billions of lives, predominantly in the global south, will be lost. This is not an acceptable outcome. Nevertheless, it is one that seems to be accepted by most Westerners. So we must be willing to build things that would be truly humane and sustainable, like the AI Agentic Class Network, and we must be willing to dismantle the existing structures that stand in the way of that outcome. I think that the AI Agentic Class Network presents a useful concept for realizing gift economy theory principles at scale. There are many complexities and necessaries that would need to be further explored. And I encourage you to reach out to me or to begin your own research and development to ensure its successful implementation. Ultimately, the AI Agentic Class Networks potential lies in harnessing advanced computing for this unique kind of collective intelligence that will foster collaboration across regions and continents and build a sustainable and equitable future through this proposed network of reciprocity and mutual support. Thank you.